What is going on, everybody? Well, I guess there's good news and bad news today. We're diving into the Ford Lightning latest when it comes to ordering. So if you don't have your order in yet, we finally have some clarity from Ford themselves on what's going on. So basically, all your answers or all your questions should have answers by the end of this video, believe it or not, for the most part. There's a couple unknowns, but as far as if you'll get to order, maybe when you'll get to order, we kind of have answers for those, which is the first time we've had that in a long time. So kind of good news. So let's get into it. Special thank you to Mike, who DM'd me on Instagram and alerted me of this before inevitably finding it on Tim Bartz's stream, who is the source of this information. Now, Ford has, and as they always have, they release like dealer decks, they're called, like PowerPoint decks, and they kind of outline a need-to-know basis of what Ford themselves is doing that like the dealers get to know. And what we're going to look at is two sheets that Tim has shared from those because he is a Ford dealer. And what does it mean? So we're going to take a look at those graphs that have been shared and kind of dive into the new information we have there. So, yeah, let's look. And of course, before we do anything, you already know what it is. We have the Electron V-Box here. And this unit could be yours. A very nice 48 amp level 2 charger. All yours. All you have to do is go ahead and enter. Sorry, I'm trying to make it not fall off my desk. Go ahead and enter the giveaway below. We're straight up giving it away to one lucky viewer who follows the prompts in the giveaway link that, again, is in the description. No purchase necessary. I hope you guys win. You know, I'm excited to give this away. You have until December 1st. So you're going to hear me talk about it probably for a while until then. And I think we're up to like 250 entrants, so not a ton. So there's a really good chance that you could walk away with this new V-Box Level 2 charger for your F-150 Lightning or, well, any J17 outlet plug. I was going to show you, but it's still wrapped up, and since someone's getting this, I don't want to undo it. So, okay, let's get into the video. Okay, first slide that we're looking at here, the 2023 model year Ford Lightning U.S. retail production plan snapshot. So we know at least the rate at which they're going to be produced now. Now, it doesn't dive into trim levels, which is probably, you know, the only thing we're really missing out of this. Because I'll spoil it right now. We still don't know if there's a chance that Pros or XLTs are going to come back on the market. Man, I really would like to say that's not the case, especially looking at this graph, the fact that they're going to triple production by next August and these are still 2023 model year Lightnings. You're telling me they're tripling production and they're only making Platinums and Lariats at that point? Like, I hate that. That stinks. So I mean, there's still a chance. I think we'll get into when the next wave orders, if there will be openings for Pros and XLTs again. But like I said, spoiler, it's just not looking good. I think they are literally just going to be making the higher end trims for the rest of the year. It says here, each wave ordering, now this will be the new waves that we'll look at in a second. It will be, the period will target a 2 to 3 month production wing. Now, hopefully, and I could be gathering that paragraph wrong, but what it's looking like is when they start doing these orders again at this new rate. So I'm thinking starting August, when people are making August orders, they'll have like, it says 2 to 3 month turnaround. I think, and that's just production. Of course, there's delivery, which could take months sometimes or something breaks or whatever. But as far as production, it looks like, and hopefully this is sooner, but 2 to 3 months of like a steady turnaround from ordering. I think that's more than fair, and I think that'd be pretty good, actually. And it does say all reservation holders will be invited. We'll take a look at what that means in a second because it's pretty spread out how they're doing waves. It's no longer, I'll just say it, it's no longer 2 weeks. It's every month they'll do one wave. So it's going to be really spread out, and it says right here, majority of the remaining unconverted reservation holders will not be invited until summer 2023. We already talked about this, but June and July, totally, like, probably very low to no Lightnings will be built at all. but it'll probably not even be noticed if I had to guess, because the August level, which is going to, I mean, there's no actual numbers here, but if you look at the size of the bar versus the other, it's probably double, if not triple, what they did in August. So those 2 months might not even be noticed, which is, it's just interesting to know that, hey, in July and August, or June and July, there's not going to be a lot of lightnings made. And then clarity on why it ends in November. Well, that's when 2024 model year starts. And this is important because November of 2023, that will be no more reservations. It'll just be ordering. So in November, they're starting to make 2024 model year lightnings. Orders for those guys might actually open up a little bit sooner, meaning, hey, you're Joe Schmo who doesn't have you're not one of the 200,000 people who have a reservation. And you might get a chance not till November of next year is what it's looking like, hopefully a couple months before that. And that might be the same as those of you who are waiting for Pro. Now, here's the worst news. Let's go to the next slide here. I'm skipping right to this big red blurb, and it says August 2023. That's the end of ordering. By then, they're expected to hit all of the reservation holders. And if you've not ordered, you don't get to hold out. So if they're out of your trim, you're screwed. It sucks. That sucks. And I don't know what it'll look like. Hopefully dealers can take this into their hand and, help out their customers who have been waiting for so long and get them first in line. But as it seems by this graph, again, anything could change, but it looks like, and this is contradicting too, because originally Ford said what this says, hey, when you're asked to order, if you don't order this year, buy. Here's your $100 back. Go do whatever. And then later, just very recently, in fact, they said, actually, we won't do that. You can hold on and wait until next year until we have Pros back in stock or whatever trim you were waiting for. But now this is saying, clear as day in red, I'm going to zoom in here, and it says, all unconverted reservations canceled. And I'm assuming refunded. But yeah, that's it. It's donezo at that point. But now working our way back, there's a couple things to look at here. Now, on the left-hand side, it's probably not worth diving in, but we'll just sum it up. So August through September, that was of this year. That was makeup reservations was 1 and 2. The people who held on, and frankly, the people, and not the people's fault, but Ford's fault, but these are the people who kind of weirded up this whole year, if you think about it, because remember, it started off the people who couldn't make their Pro orders last year got to order right away this year as part of Wave 1. XLT extenders were part of Wave 2, and Wave 3 was just a bunch of random people, it seems. Like, I made the cut, but there seemed to be no method to it from what I can tell, unless I'm missing something, because I've heard day one reservation holders who did not make the cut. I mean, someone like me who's like kind of in the middle of the list did make the cut, and it just really depended on your dealership. So Wave 3 was still a little bit of a mystery to me. But moving on, we have Wave 4 kicking off on October 13th. Well, that can't be right. It's October 17th, and I don't think this has happened. I do believe in Tim Bartz's video. He actually said today, the 17th. That's when I'm recording this. I might release it tomorrow if I can't edit it in time. But the 17th is actually when these, so it won't be the 13th. So keep an eye out. You could be next. Wave in December. And then it goes every 2 months until, hopefully they're big batches of people, but it looks like every 2 months a new wave will order. So hopefully they're very large waves, I'd hope. It's also remained to be seen what trims will even be available by then. I mean, it would be really unfair if just all of a sudden Wave 7 or one random wave gets to order Pros and XLTs again. So I don't see that happening. My guess is, if by some miracle, maybe XLTs will be available for the first wave or two, but then you're likely just looking at Lariats and Platinums, and that's just the way it is. Now, we did have theories that, hey, maybe the Pro would come back in stock. That's why they just raised the price on them. But from Tim Bartz, who helped give a little guidance on that, he thinks it's that those are just for fleets who actually still can order the Pros, have to pay that higher price, whereas consumers buying the Pros just don't get an opportunity to buy them at all. Now, one last interesting piece to this is a bullet that says, so we look at like, what's the first wave called? They're calling it wave 4. Now, if you do not order in wave 4, nothing happens when wave 5 happens. So you can just hold on to your order that whole time. So here's what I'm recommending, just looking at this until, better information comes. But as of right now, if you're part of this first wave and the Pro and the XLT are still sold out, I mean, unless you're willing to do or two things. If you want your money back, just get your money back and call it a day. Obviously do that. But looks like there's no harm in just holding out until maybe by some miracle they come back in like wave 10 or who knows. So that is an option. And then obviously the other option, you just peace out and call it a day. Or of course, I guess upgrade to a Lariat or a Platinum if you're feeling bougie. You have options, not great ones, but you have options. So this is where we stand. And on one hand, it's just kind of news. I don't know if it's good news or bad news, but it's the one thing we've been missing this whole time, and it's communication. It's a semi-transparent outline of what's happening. And granted, Ford still didn't give this to us. We had to go digging. We had to, Tim Bartz thankfully shared this to us, and then I'm helping share it further, and I'm sure you guys will keep sharing and sharing and sharing so that we learn this stuff when maybe Ford should have just sent us an email about it so we know. But obviously that's not how they do things and why we're here. I don't know, guys. I'm going to end the video here though. Thank you guys so much for watching, and best of luck. I hope you guys are in the next wave. I know you're up next. I just have a feeling. Good luck. See you guys.